Hey guys, CryptoDad here again. Thanks for joining me on the Saturday night live stream, live from Michigan, where you can throw out questions and I'll do my best to get them answered. We'll talk about Bitcoin, we'll talk about the news, we'll talk about altcoins. I'm going to move some crypto around for you guys and claim that Ledger black on black using my NFT, so that should be fun. Hopefully that'll work out. And I'll do my very best to get to your questions and see if we can't solve your problems here live. So let's get started. All right, welcome everybody. I'm here with the rig. I've been pretty busy getting this thing up to speed. I just got the graphics card. This gigantic thing here. It's not the highest end 4090 out there from MSI, but it's got the same amount of cores. I mean, it's just not as overclocked as some of their other ones. And then they have a water cooled one, and then they have one that's like got brushed steel. But these things are hard to come by. And here it is. It's in the rig. Oops. Let's take a look here. There's the one thing that's really weird about this guy is this power adapter. It's very weird. I've got it in there right now, but it's controversial. It's brand new. That's one thing about it. I guess they call it a PCI 5 connector or whatever. I don't know. Let's take a look at this. What are we doing here? Yeah. So let's see. It looks like this. Okay. So this is the connector for PCI 5, I guess. It's 12 pin and it's got this sensor on it. And there will be soon power supplies that actually have this connector on them, but most don't, right? So you need that crazy adapter, which looks something like this. See, it's got three 8-pin connectors, right? And each 8-pin connector that you connect to this guy, there's the adapter on the other side, has to be in a separate connector on your power supply too. You can't daisy chain because there are some PCI cables that daisy chain, but you're not supposed to do that with these. Anyway, this is the graphic card came with the adapter, but I bought this one because it had pretty good reviews on Amazon, and it's a lot cleaner, looks a little nicer. But I will like to get this power supply so I can just have a native connector, because supposedly this little thing here is supposed to communicate with the card and the power supply to regulate the wattage, the voltage, or whatever, right? But you can't really do it if you're using those 8-pin adapters, right? You need to have it on both sides. But of course, this thing is out of stock. Dun, 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 right? The one power supply that actually has the right connector on it, that this connector up here, that has enough power for my rig, right? I need one that's like over 1,000 at least, like 1,300. Anyway, that's just rig stuff. Hope you guys enjoy hearing about that. It's not really crypto related, but it is rig related, right? So that's fun. So let's see. Why don't we greet everyone that's here? Let's go ahead and pop out chat by doing this. There we go. Yeah, we're in good shape here. Let's pop out chat. By the way, guys, Dan is probably not going to make it tonight. Dan is at the state. Oh, what have I done? Let's see here. Okay, yeah, we need this on here. There we go. Right, we need that. And we need that. There we go. See, now I'm a floating head again. So Dan is with his daughter, who's in the state finals for band competition. I'm not sure what his daughter plays, but best of luck to Dan, and best of luck to Dan's daughter. I hope her team does well in the state competition, and I'm sure Dan will let us know next week. That'll be cool. Looking forward to that. So hopefully JDO will be here. Let's see what we got. Is he here yet? I don't see him yet. So I might have to do the moderating on my own, but that's okay. So anyway, let's see. Mr. Miski is here again. Thank you for being here. Enzio Ferrari, talking a little bit about DOT. Trying to stake DOT is technically challenging. And I myself had that same issue with trying to unstake DOT and not being able to. And I ended up leaving some DOT just kind of in limbo. I think I got it down to less than 10 though. Somehow I was able to unbond, but I was never able to unbond all of it, which I found quite distressing. But I was kind of, at that point, I was just like, this is not worth it to correctly or the best way, ideally to stake DOT, if you have, let's say you've got 1,000 DOT, is to spread it across multiple validators so that you kind of spread your risk in case one of your validators gets slashed or is not doesn't have full uptime or whatever. Although I would venture to say that most mainstream DOT validators are probably not going to be slashed, but you're supposed to spread your DOT across multiple validators, like 10 or 15 validators. So that's very challenging. So I just kind of gave up on native DOT staking. But, and I don't remember exactly what I did to unbond the DOT that I had. It was in the, I don't know what you're using, if you're using a ledger to hold your DOT or not. But I believe I was doing mine over here on the Polkadot substrata, right? I haven't connected the DOT, my ledger to this. I believe I do it. Actually, I don't know why the accounts are not in there. You don't have any accounts. Okay. Well, anyway, this is where I did it. I don't know if that's where you're doing it. If you're trying to unstake in Ledger Live, Ledger Live DOT staking was never very good. So it was broken at certain points in the past, and the DOT account management in Ledger Live leaves something to be desired, because DOT is one of those blockchains that is constantly being updated, and their developers are working very hard all the time on keeping the network up to date and, with all the latest fixes. And so whenever they update, then they have to turn around and update their Ledger Live app to accommodate all the new changes. So sometimes they'll update their blockchain, and then they haven't had a chance to update the Ledger Live app. And so the Ledger account interface for DOT breaks. So sometimes the best thing to do with DOT if you're in Ledger Live is just kind of to wait until they update it, and make sure you go over into the Ledger Live interface and make sure you have the latest version of the DOT app. That could be what's going on with you. I've just updated my apps. So yeah, just make sure you have the latest version of DOT and then try again. Other than that, go on Reddit, that kind of stuff. Yuck. Welcome, Kenneth. We're going to talk about that JP Morgan DeFi transaction. Thanks for bringing that up. Dave Flowers is here. Frank Rodriguez, Barbara K. Good to have all of you here. Paul Wiener from Quincy, Massachusetts. Paul, you are very kind to me in the YouTube comments. I appreciate that. Okay. It's all info I can think of. Do not stake in Ledger Live, so I'm not going to have any thoughts other than that. Maybe Rex has some thoughts. I heard that there have been problems unbonding and withdrawing DOT on Ledger in the past. Yeah, I think we're covering that. Looks like I'm in the same boat now. I'm going to test out ADA next. Love staking on Cosmos. Cosmos staking works very well. I would recommend it. Cosmos Atom has been doing very well for the last couple of days. So that says something. Staking on Ledger is garbage, blah, blah. Hey, Scott, good to have you. I agree with you, Dave. Trying to unbond 10 DOT on Ledger Live. If it comes down to it, I'll just have to take it as a loss. At least it's not that much. Yeah, that's kind of my thinking on that too. Okay, so everyone has been greeted. Let's jump into the news. The first one is market wrap. We saw a rise in cryptos in an eventful week. Bitcoin hovers over 21K. Ethereum soars. I'm trying to think when this all started. I guess it was on Wednesday. Once again, we're dealing with the Fed. It kind of shows you that the market is pretty much broken. I'm talking about the broader market, and crypto just seems like it's along for the ride. Back in the days when we had a real market, the stocks moved in relation to how good the company was, right? Was it a good company? Was it a bad company? Was it a profitable company? That kind of stuff. Now, everything just moves on the Fed. All these companies are kind of zombie companies that, because of the relaxation of regulations, I think it was Glass. I can't remember the name of the, I want to say Glass-Steagall, but that may not be the right one. It got repealed. And before that, companies weren't allowed to buy their own stock. And since that happened, and I don't know if that was Reagan or Bush or whoever repealed that, companies can buy their own stock now. And with rates being zero, companies were borrowing money for free and buying back their own stock and pumping up their price. And so now they're all just on auto, basically, and everything is dependent on the Fed raising or lowering rates. And so the market turns on that. So let's see. I don't want to get ahead of myself here. Let's just look into our price action. The largest cryptocurrency by market value was recently still around 21,000, up about 4% over the last 24 hours. It has occupied for the range. It is occupied for weeks. We're all familiar with the range. Today's unemployment report triggered a wave of volatility that ended up being positive for risky assets. Oh, that's right. It was the unemployment. So on Wednesday, we had the Fed raising rates as they were predicted. And then in some comments, he sounded sort of dovish, like they were thinking about maybe not raising rates. And the market went crazy. And then a couple hours later, he had a press conference, and then he goes, we're definitely not going to be lowering rates, and everything crashed, right? So it was all. But then on Friday, we had this unemployment report, which are massage numbers from the BLS, Bureau of Labor and Statistics, right? The BS statistics on employment, it's like, unemployment was up. But payrolls were also up, which is good. But if you look under the hood, those numbers were slightly deceiving, but everyone sort of took it as good news, including the crypto market. That was yesterday, Friday. And Ethereum was like off the charts. Let's take a look at where we stand right now. I didn't actually mirror this thing yet. Let's do that. And we'll be playing around with the phone tonight, so we'll need to get this going. Hopefully it won't give me any trouble. No, it was good. Yeah. Now it's not responding to my fingers. Jeez. Okay. Got the phone. We're sharing the phone tonight. I got to look at it. All right, there we go. Let's take a look at Bitcoin. 21.5. It's kind of been hanging around the 21.5 mark most of the day. So that's pretty good. It's sort of stabilized on that. And Ethereum was up, I think, around 17 earlier today, if I'm not mistaken. So Ethereum has really been on a tear since mostly yesterday, but a little bit after Wednesday's news too. The crypto started to pop. But, all of this is kind of market data driven as opposed to the fundamentals of crypto markets, right? There hasn't been any earth-shattering crypto news, like back in 2021 when Elon Musk announced that Tesla had bought 1 billion Bitcoin. That was like very specific Bitcoin-related market news that moved Bitcoin quite dramatically, right? But the news that has moved the crypto market this week has mostly been related to the broader markets and, the economy and that kind of stuff. Because the crypto markets are moving along with the broader markets lately, right? Which should give you pause because not everything is hunky-dory in econo land or economy land, right? We've got inflation, we've got the rates being raised. We're playing, the Fed is walking this tightrope between out of control inflation or recession with high unemployment. Nobody wants either, right? But they can't afford to have inflation just run away with the thing. That would be really bad. And I think they're kind of at the point where they're more concerned about inflation than they are about a recession, because a recession is sort of temporary, right? Out of control inflation could trigger, hyperinflation, which is like really bad, right? Think of Weimar Republic. Did I pronounce that correctly? Weimar Republic? Before World War II in Germany, and people were bringing wheelbarrows full of cash to buy a loaf of bread, that kind of stuff. We don't want that. We do not want that. But here we go. That's kind of a downer, right? Brought to you by Crypto.com, a great cryptocurrency exchange for your phone where you can buy and sell cryptocurrencies, send and receive cryptocurrencies, deposit and withdraw, stake, use your Metal Visa card to buy stuff in the real world. It's a great platform, and I really like to use it to check the latest, up-to-the-minute pricing on my favorite cryptos. And so there we go. So that's that. Let's move on to this next story. I've linked all of these stories down below if you want to read into them a little further. I've got everything in my description down below the video. If you don't see all this stuff, just click show more and you'll see all this stuff we're going to do tonight, coins on my radar, and some affiliate links. If you're interested in any of these products, I would appreciate you using my affiliate links. And then, like I said, I've got all these news stories linked down here below if you want to read them a little further. So this is a story about where Bitcoin stands right now. Is Bitcoin bullish? Here is what's really going on with the BTC price. Fed raised rates by the expected 0.75, as I mentioned. Equities and crypto rallied like they usually do, but this time there was a twist. They were talking about whether they were going to pivot or not, and he gave some hints that they might pivot. Pivot means a lot of things to a lot of people. In general, it should mean when they say pivot, they mean they're not going to raise rates, they're going to lower rates, right? That's a full pivot. But pivot can also mean that they're going to stop raising rates, right? That would be a full stop, right? They just stop raising rates. Like next month, they don't do anything, right? They just leave them as is. Right. And then there's the other pivot, which is sort of in between the two, which is they're going to continue to raise rates, but maybe not as high as they did They have been, right? So instead of 0.75 next month, they might do 0.5. That's considered a pivot too, right? So we got 3 kinds of pivots, right? So when you hear the word pivot, it could mean different things to different people. So anyway, they took some people when Jerome Powell spoke, thought that he sounded a little bit dovish, which means they might not be aggressively raising rates, and everybody was freaked out and the market went crazy. And then a couple hours later, as I mentioned, he came back and very strenuously said that they will continue to raise rates, which was a very hawkish statement. Then the market went down, right? And so did the cryptos. So the point here is that you really shouldn't be worried about the intraday action of cryptos, because if you're a long-term investor in Bitcoin, if you believe in the technology, then you shouldn't be worried about the daily ups and downs. And he's got some charts here that on-chain data suggests that it's a good time to accumulate, right? Because we are way off our highs, right? And the market could go down more from here, but that doesn't mean that buying now would be a bad idea, right? Most people look at it in those terms, right? That if they buy Bitcoin today and then it goes down tomorrow, they're mad, right? But if you're a long-term buyer, you're dollar cost averaging, just maybe buying $100 worth of Bitcoin every month automatically, you can set those kind of things up with cryptocurrency exchanges like Coinbase and crypto.com, then it really shouldn't concern you. Even if Bitcoin goes down to say 12,000 in the next over the next several months, doesn't mean you made a bad decision to buy Bitcoin at 20, right? You just hang on to your Bitcoin for a couple years, and in the long term, it will be a good investment. All right. So that's the gist of this article here. It's never really this is a good time to accumulate Bitcoin, even if it goes down from here, because there is a possibility that it will go down from here. So take that into consideration if you're going to buy Bitcoin. Probably don't run out and mortgage your house, right? I don't give financial advice, but I think that's a no-brainer, right? Don't mortgage your house to buy crypto, right? That is, I would advise you to not mortgage your house to buy any crypto, right? That's a non-financial. It's like don't buy anything. Okay, so let's move on to the story that Kenneth pointed out earlier today, which was JP Morgan executes the first DeFi trade on a public blockchain. Now, it looks like there were a lot of wheels in motion here, a lot of plates spinning on poles or whatever. I don't think it was some dude at JP Morgan using Metamask on his laptop making this trade, right? I think there were several third parties involved in this, but it did, this trade did occur on a blockchain, right? And they weren't they weren't swapping Ethereum for, some ERC20 token either. It was a currency swap that was done on a public blockchain. And so the Monetary Authority of Singapore was involved. There was Singapore's largest bank, DBS Bank, Tokyo-based banking firm SBI Digital Asset Holdings, and it was done on the Ethereum Layer 2 network Polygon, which we're all familiar with. We should be, right? And so the price of Polygon popped. Polygon is an EVM-based blockchain. It's not an ERC. You can buy Polygon as an ERC20 token on the Ethereum blockchain, but there is a native Polygon and has its own chain, but it's based on the Ethereum virtual machine, so it sort of uses the same address format as Ethereum, and you can manage it within MetaMask or Ledger Live, and you'll be able to see that it's using the same. If you're using a Ledger device to manage these, it'll be the same address as your Ethereum wallet. I know it's a little, but anyway, so that's good news for the Polygon network, right? So I don't know exactly. So here's the tweet, right? JP Morgan has executed the first live trade on public blockchain using DeFi, tokenized deposits, and verifiable credentials, part of the blah blah project. Many firsts here since this is the public. Here's the transportation that we did. I was wondering if we were going to be able to actually look at this. Is this it? I don't know. No, I should have lined this if I was going to do this. What I was thinking was checking it out on the Polygon blockchain, but I'm not sure exactly where, if there's a link to that or not. But it was a public blockchain transaction. And they swapped, I guess it was, I don't know if it was Singaporean dollars for Japanese yen or whatever. It was a currency swap that they did on the blockchain. So pretty cool stuff. Quite a big milestone for such a big company, especially JP Morgan, whose CEO Jamie Dimon was bad-mouthing Bitcoin several years back. But this isn't Bitcoin, right? This is blockchain based, right? That was the big thing for a while. Banks were all Bitcoin bad, blockchain good, right? But they didn't know really what blockchain was or how they were going to implement it. And in this particular case, they actually used an existing blockchain to make this trade. So pretty cool stuff. Now, speaking of big banks and blockchain and governments, right? Central bank digital currencies is something that was also there was a lot of talk about central bank digital currencies back in 2017 and 18 as sort of good for the crypto market. But as we've come to find out, they're really not good for our ecosystem, right? Because a central bank digital currency, yes, would be blockchain based, but not like decentralized public blockchain based, right? They would definitely take advantage of blockchain technology, but it would just be controlled by the same people that control the US dollar, the Fed, the banks, and the government. And it would just be issuing fiat currency digitally, which is kind of how they do it now anyway, right? They're not like printing up trillions of dollars for COVID, right? They when they came out with all these COVID emergency funds, it was all digital, right? You got a check in the mail or it went right into your bank account, right? Just like, they sent a lot of money to big finance firms too, right? So yeah, they're not just printing up dollars. It's mostly digital. So a central bank digital currency would be very similar to what they're already doing now. So it's not going to solve the debt problem or anything like that, but it might make transactions more efficient, right? So I think they mentioned here that foreign exchange transactions could drop from a 2-day process to less than 10 seconds if central digital bank currencies were involved. Well, yeah. I can transfer Bitcoin to a friend of mine in Japan in seconds as well, right? And I've been able to do that since like 2017. So there's really nothing new, right? We all know that international blockchain transfers are a lot faster than trying to send someone money via Swift or Western Union or anything like that, right? So this is stuff we already know, right? This is just the government jawboning about how great it would be if they could use blockchain too. And, things would be cheaper and faster and we'd still be in control, right? Okay, we get it. All right, so let me see here. I don't know what it is. I'm always shifting in my chair. I guess I'm sinking because I'm old. They messed up big time. They messed up big time this time. I like that. They messed up big time this time. I like that. Hyperinflation or depression are the extremes that could actually happen in the near future. Yes, that is true. ETH will flip BTC. ETH now has substantially less inflation now than Bitcoin, if you understand, and I own both, including other alts, and of course alts will outperform both ETH and BTC. That's a fair statement. And if you set up a Hashpack wallet via Ledger, you get 2 Hedera account IDs, question mark. I haven't had much luck dealing with Hedera Hashgraph. A lot of people have asked me about it. I always get to the point where I have to sign up for an account and I have to pay for it. And I just don't, I'm not comfortable with a blockchain that charges me to use it. It just doesn't make sense. I mean, I understand paying fees, but it seems a bit too centralized, but that's just me. Anyway, so I'm sorry if I can't really demo Hedera Hashgraph. I've tried and failed in the past. I'm trying to store my Ledger Nano S using one of your older podcasts. The wallets you suggest using are no longer listed on Ledger Live. How do I complete the restore? I'm trying to restore my Ledger Nano S. The wallets you suggest using are no longer listed on Ledger Live. If you're just trying to do a restore of your ledger from your 24 word seed phrase, I have a recent video I'll link here. But while I'm at it, I'll just point out that I did drop a tutorial this week on using XRP tags. XRP has been doing very well lately, and I know a lot of people are just buying and selling it on exchanges, but I think it's a good idea to learn how to keep XRP in your own wallet, and the tags can be confusing. So I did a video, just a simple video on when tags are needed and when they're not. So anyway, let's do the Ledger restore. 2021. So this is the most recent Ledger restore. Your question says the wallets aren't available anymore. I'm not sure what you mean by that. Do you mean Ledger Live, or do you mean, I'm not sure what you mean by the wallets, right? Because the wallets really don't come into play when you're doing the restore. The restore is done on the device with your 24-word recovery phrase in front of you. You type in the words into your device, and when you're done, then your device has been restored. So maybe you're talking about restoring Ledger Live or third-party wallets. I'm not sure. Maybe if you could be a little more specific than just restore, because that term can mean a lot of things to a lot of different people, just like pivot. The Bitcoin family did sell the house and bought the Bitcoin jeans ago. Now they're millionaires. Yeah, well, that was kind of risky. Not recommended. Hypocrite bankers. Yeah, Scott. That's right. Oh, Dan's here. Oh, okay. Hey, Dan. So thanks for being here, Dan. I hope your daughter did okay at the band competition. I was telling everyone that you would be out tonight. But welcome anyway. I'm glad you're here, Dan. So there's a link to that restore video. If it's a step-by-step on doing a restore, it's pretty up to date. Ledger Live has changed a little bit since then, but the restore process is the same as it's always been. You get out your 24-word recovery phrase, you reset your device, or you open up a new one, and you choose restore instead of set up as new. And then you put in your 24 words. So I wanted to, let's go ahead and do this. Let's grab this damn thing. I'm tired of like waiting for it. I finally found the page, and here it is on the ledger.com website in the shop area, which was kind of weird because I couldn't find it just in a ledger.com. Right, so if you go to all products, you don't see this Ledger Black anywhere, right? I Googled something and found, where is it? Must be over here, maybe. I think no, I thought it was in shopping. Anyway, I found it. I was like, what was it? Where was it? I forget. Oh, it was here. Yes, here. So I found this. Oh, no, that's it. Okay, forget it. Anyway, I just Googled it. Right? I Googled black on black and I found a link to this, to their website, right? Somewhere buried on the ledger.com shop is the black on black. Did I paste that in there for you? BTC to cash for the unbanked without KYC. The tech is great, but unless you can't cash out, thoughts? Cashing out pretty much involves KYC. I mean, how are you going to cash out without KYC? You have to send it to your own bank. So BTC to cash without KYC. The only thing I would suggest there is trade it for cash to someone else that you know, right? The easiest way, well, it's not easy at all, actually, is a network called BISC. And you don't have to do KYC to use BISC, but you do have to connect your bank account to get money in your bank account. So you are connecting your identity at some point. But when you do BISC, this is peer-to-peer, and whoever you make a purchase from, be it, or you sell your Bitcoin to, you have to provide them your Zelle ID, right? Whatever ID you use for Zelle, that's one way. There are other ways to do it, but you're basically involving your personal bank account. You could also use the Cash App to do it. If you're using Cash App, you can send and receive Bitcoin in Cash App. But I think we've just, I just put this on my phone. I haven't put it in there yet. The only thing is, in order to actually use Bitcoin in Cash App to send and receive, you have to go through KYC. So I guess that's a no-go for you. Trying to spend Bitcoin, convert Bitcoin to cash anonymously is difficult, if not impossible, because you want cash, right? So if you just want to use Bitcoin between friends, then you don't have to worry about KYC. But if you want to convert it to cash, then you got to put it in your bank. You could do Pax Full, I believe. And there is, if you're careful, if you find a way to create an anonymous email address, which is another gargantuan task. It's like practically impossible to create an email account without some kind of identifying information. You try to create a Gmail or a Yahoo Mail from scratch, they're going to ask you for your phone number to verify that you're a real person, right? So it's almost impossible to create an anonymous email. But let's just say that you're not worried about the NSA tracking down your email, and you're willing to use your email and a password as long as you don't have to do the KYC thing and put in your ID. Okay, so then you could use something like Paxful, right? Because all you need is an email address to set up a Paxful account. I don't think they do KYC. At least they didn't used to. And then you basically, it's another peer-to-peer thing where you can trade Bitcoin for gift cards, right? But cash, I don't know about cash, right? You could get a gift card and then take it somewhere and cash out. I don't know. Yeah. Yeah. The criterion of your task sort of belays the whole KYC thing, right? You want cash. So you're going to have to interface with legacy finance to do that. Yeah. Well, because it's cash, right? Buy stuff for Bitcoin, right? Now there is also BitPay, which is a service that will enable you to spend Bitcoin in the real world. There's a lot of places that accept BitPay because what happens when you make your purchase is that it automatically converts to cash for them, right? So if you buy, let's say you buy a motherboard on Newegg using BitPay, you can do that. But I'm pretty sure BitPay requires some kind of ID as well, right? A lot of these services like BitPay didn't used to, but they do now, right? It's because of regulations, because of the government, right? So wait for the financial system to collapse and then, the US dollar to lose its reserve currency status, and then people will be trading in all kinds of currencies, right? But mostly soap and toothpaste for bullets and food, right? It'll be a barter type of thing. But if the internet is still around, then we could still swap Bitcoin with each other for goods if needed. So anyway, yeah, it's a tough thing to cash out from Bitcoin without KYC, right? Just about any method that you use is going to require KYC at some point or identifying information. So I would say BISC is probably your best bet because you don't need an ID, you just need a bank account, right? Your ledger was compromised. I'm reaching out for help. Can I receive help from you on how to retrieve my crypto, please? Well, you just said it's compromised. Did you lose your crypto? If you lost your crypto, it's gone. If you still have access to the crypto in the compromised ledger, then transfer it somewhere else and then get another ledger or reset the ledger that's compromised with a brand new recovery phrase and then move your stuff back in, right? But if you lost your crypto because you compromised your 24-word recovery phrase, there's no one that can help you. There's a lot of people out there that'll claim they can help you if you pay them up front, and then they'll keep your money, and it's a scam, right? So if your ledger has been compromised, then lesson learned, right? But if you gave out your seed phrase and you still have crypto that is in wallets controlled by that device and you have access to them, transfer them somewhere else, reset your ledger, and then transfer the crypto back to the new reset ledger. That's pretty much it. Oh, JDO's here. Hey, JDO, it's good to have you. All right, let's claim this damn thing, right? Stop talking and do. Here we go. All right. So did I give you a link to this? Let's for those of you who have this NFT, let's refresh everyone's memory. Several weeks back, I went on, let's see, I think it was over here. I went on, was it Looks Rare? No, not Looks Rare. It was OpenSea. And I connected my ledger-based account to OpenSea, and I bought this Ledger Market Pass NFT, right? Which, because I made the transaction with my wallet connected, it went right into my wallet, right? That's how we, this is a pretty safe way to trade. Now, when you're using OpenSea, you have to have blind signing enabled for this all to work, because the smart contracts are too complicated for the ledger, right? So you have to enable blind signing for all of the idiosyncrasies to go through. Ledger claims that they're going to have this thing called Ledger Connect that is going to make blind signing obsolete, but I have not seen it in action yet. All right. So, once you get this guy in your wallet, right? Here's my Ledger wallet, and here's that Genesis Edition pass, right? In my wallet, right? A week or so after that, I got a redemption token NFT for a Ledger Nano Black on Black. Now, this is supposedly one of many that's going to be coming to me. If we go over here to Discover into the Ledger market, you can see that there are several drops that will be occurring for people who own this market NFT, right? But so far, the only thing that I have received has been that that black on black NFT. So, but I have it, right? It's in my wallet, right? All this other stuff, these artists, where is it? Home. Yeah, these drops are coming in November. I'm not sure when this one is coming. I think he said they're taking a snapshot. There's a FAQ. Let's see if I can find this. When was the snapshot? Okay, October 26th. Okay, when is the airdrop? So they took the snapshot in October, and I had it at that point. And so the airdrop will take place sometime in November. We don't know. That when this thing comes through, I'll let you know. But this is like, I don't know about this. But this NFT redemption for the Ledger, that's something I can sink my teeth into, right? Well, let's see if it works, right? I've got my Ledger Nano device. Let's go ahead and zoom in here and see so you can see what's going on here. I'm assuming I'm going to need to do something with it at some point. Right, so I'm going to go ahead and get into the Ethereum app. Oops, sorry. Having trouble with this thing. There. Just in case. All right, so I'm in the Ethereum app, and I'm going to claim my Nano. And this is weird. Like, you go here, and it's like, oh, use Metamask. I'm like, wait a minute, it's Ledger. Why can't I use Ledger Live? Right? So if you use Wallet Connect, I always thought you had to use Trust Wallet for this. But there is this crazy desktop, okay, that allows you to open all these desktop-based wallets. So I'm going to see if this works or not. So it takes me over to Ledger Live. All right, I select my account, which is the Ethereum main. All right, let's hit continue here. Okay, logging into the Ledger shop. Okay, looking good. Let's hit continue. All right, now what? Okay, logging into Ledger. Okay, now I need to sign it, right? This is what I thought I was going to have to do. Sorry about this glare. Having some trouble here. Okay. And then I'll sign the message by hitting both buttons. You can now access Ledger Black on my web browser, so they say. Okay. Okay, here it is. All right, so there it is. That's interesting, right? We'll click this. Okay, now redeem. Redeeming will take you to checkout to complete your order. Let's do it. Checkout. I'm kind of holding my breath on this one. Wow, it's $420 for this Ledger Black? Wow. That can't be right. Why would anyone pay $420 for a Ledger Nano X? Okay, whatever. Okay, but I need to get... All right, so I think we're done with the Ledger. Let's turn that part of it off. I signed the transaction, right? That was me verifying my ownership of that wallet, right? That was what I was doing when I signed that transaction. All right, so I'm going to move this over here and complete this real quick so you guys don't see my address. I don't know, you might want to send me something. Let's see here. Which email I'm going to use? I'll use the CryptoDad. The crypto. Whoops. Okay. Okay, yeah, they can send me email. Let me put in my name. Sorry about this, guys. Let me see. And okay, is this going to let me do this? Yes. Okay, good. I have 1Password, which allows me to save my address in there. So that went in there real quick. Oh, I need my telephone number. Okay. Okay. Continue. Okay. Oh, Express is free. Okay. So it says, no payment is required for my order. You guys can see this now. I agree. They're going to show my address here. 0. Complete order. Woo! Yeah, I knew it was going to show my address. Okay, whatever. Come see me. All right. Done. Your order. Thank you. Complete. Continue shopping. All right, so that takes us back here. Wait, let me grab this like this. All right, well, it doesn't really matter. We're just back here. So we managed to get this thing. I should get an email too. Yes, well, which will also show my address. No, it doesn't. Good. So I can show you the email. Here. Where'd it go? There it is. Look at that. Thank you for your order. We have received your order. We will let you know where it's on when it's on its way. Ledger Nano X Black on Black. $420 Ledger Nano X. Who in their right mind would actually pay full price for it? I'm glad that I got it, as part of this NFT redemption thing. But I did pay like $500 for this market NFT thing. And supposedly I'll be getting more airdrops safe and secure in this NFT that will hopefully make it worth my while, because I'm just counting this as $150. I'm not taking them at their word that anyone in their right mind would pay $420 for this thing. It's just a Ledger Nano X. But anyway, we did it. Are we happy? Yeah, I know if anyone is confused and they're wondering what the hell I'm doing, this was a culmination of, as I mentioned, you had to go buy, the NFT on OpenSea, the Ledger Market NFT, which you can still buy, and you can still sell It's 0.2 ETH. That's nothing to sneeze at. 0.2, whoops, no, I'm sorry. Ethereum, 0.2 ETH is 320 bucks, right? But, so I could sell it, but less the NFT, because the NFT can only, the claim for the black on black NFT can only be used once. So, but the Ledger Market NFT still has some airdrops supposedly that are coming as well. So, whatever. Let me do a couple of transfers for you guys. The Ledger card still, I don't believe the Ledger, well, I'm sure the Ledger card. Let's disconnect this. I think I'm done with this, right? Yeah, this Ledger card is not available in the US as far as I know. You can still get it. I think it's available over in Europe. I'm not sure. I haven't tried creating this account yet. It might be available in the US, but I'm not sure. I'm not holding my breath, right? They've been talking about this card for like over a year now. So a lot of stuff gets put on hold in a down crypto market. I can tell you that. But I wanted to show you guys this Cello. A friend of mine was asking me about it, and it's a cryptocurrency that has its own chain. Is this it? Yeah. It's kind of an ESG thing, sort of, helping the unbanked. It is a EVM-based blockchain. I'm not telling you to run out and buy this coin. I just wanted to kind of talk to you a little bit about how you deal with a new coin. So the first thing when he mentioned it to me was he was having trouble with it in Metamask, right? Because in Metamask, you can set it up as a network, right? A Celio mainnet, right? Which I did using chainlist.org. So originally his question to me was, hey, I have this Cello that I put on my ledger, but I'm not sure how I can see it, how I can find it. And I said, well, I'm pretty sure if it's on your ledger, then you should go to MetaMask, and let's just say we're here, and you should connect your hardware wallet, right? We've been through this several times. I've done a lot of videos on how you connect your Ledger wallet to MetaMask. If you're not familiar, MetaMask is a browser-based wallet software. A lot of people claim it's not very safe because it doesn't have, the private key is stored on your computer. And indeed it is if you just use the default version of MetaMask. But as I showed you, you can also connect your hardware wallet and create alternate accounts that are based on the ledger and that do require you to sign transactions using your ledger. So if he sent this Cello onto his ledger somehow using his ledger address, then it should be viewable by setting up the Celio network, which you can do in Chainlist, right? Which is what I did, right? I added this Cello mainnet by, you go in here and you search for it, right? Okay, there's the network. I can connect the wallet. That's something else, but it's the same. It's MetaMask. We can click Add to MetaMask, and then it adds that network to your network. It adds that network to your MetaMask, right? So the networks for MetaMask are up here, right? As you can see, I've got Ethereum, Moonbeam, Moonriver, Phantom, Polygon, which we were talking about earlier, Avalanche, C-Chain, and Binance Smart Chain, right? You can switch between networks, and you can see the different coins that you have on the various networks. All of these networks are based on EVM, Ethereum Virtual Machine, just like Polygon, right? So we switch over to Polygon. You can see that I've got some Matic on my on my Ledger device, right? And I can see that in Metamask, right? So I started playing around with this Celo, and then my friend came back and said, but I don't see it in Ledger Live. And I said, oh, well, if you go to Ledger Live and you download the Celo app on your device in the Ledger Manager, or what used to be called the Ledger Manager, now it's called My Ledger. So you can, so you can download it, install it on your device, which I have done. And then when you go over to accounts, you can add it here, right? But it's not the same address as your Ethereum wallet, which is a little strange because that's the way Polygon works. So it wants me to open the Celo app. So Celo is like a separate network. Even though it's EVM based, when you add a Celo account in Ledger Live, then and then you can see I already have one in there. I'm not going to add a new one, right? Now I have this account. Now don't be confused. This is a separate wallet with a separate address from my MetaMask, right? It ends in 3705. The MetaMask one ends in 78BD, right? So it's a separate wallet. And so that's what I told him. I'm like, well, I guess they support like this wallet in Ledger Live, and it's got a different address scheme than your Ethereum wallet, right? Which is different than Polygon, which if you'll notice, Polygon, if I do a receive on Polygon, that's the same address as my Ethereum wallet on my Ledger device, right? So Polygon in Ledger Live is EVM based, of course, but it also uses the same address as your Ethereum wallet. Whereas this Celo, for some reason, even though it's EVM based, it uses different addresses than your Ethereum. I don't know why, but it does. So just if you're interested, I don't know if you're interested. It's just kind of an oddity as far as I could see. But if I wanted to transfer some of this, I bought some on KuCoin, right? So if you're interested in buying any crypto and you don't know how to get your hands on it, then if you can go to the CoinGecko for the crypto, right? You go to CoinGecko. You can do a little research. You can find out what its rank is, right? 122. You can find out what its current price is. You can look at its charts. You can go to their website. There's a lot of stuff you can do with CoinGecko. So I highly encourage you guys to learn to utilize CoinGecko when you're doing research on a crypto that you heard about, right? I just heard about this. My friend was asking me about it, and I know he pays for seminars, like from influencers, right? So I knew that he probably heard about it from somebody with some knowledge about that it was a decent coin, right? And so it's way off its highs, right? I checked. So I figure, what the hell? I bought a little bit of it. But if you're wondering, well, how do I get my hands on a coin? You can go here to the Markets tab, and it'll tell you where you can buy this coin, right? Notice that a lot of these are just like rinky-dink exchanges that I've never heard of, mostly foreign exchanges. Binance is there. Just about any coin you can buy on Binance, but you can't access Binance from the US. But KuCoin was there, and I do have a KuCoin account. So I thought, okay, I'll go pick some up on KuCoin. So you can trade on KuCoin. If you're looking for a coin, just type it in there and it'll show you the pairs that are there. So you can trade Tether for Cello or Bitcoin for Cello. And I hope I'm pronouncing this right. So I did buy some earlier and I already have it in my account. So if we go to my main account, you can see that it's there in the main account. So I'm not going to leave it on the exchange. I want to get it off the exchange. In fact, I've got some XRP on here. Let's transfer both of these coins into my Ledger-based wallet. Right? So we'll just go over to Ledger Live. I've got the address already here for my Ledger-based Cello wallet. So it's in my clipboard. Let's just go back over here and do a withdraw. And I'll paste in that address. And I'll select my network, which is the Cello network. And I'll go ahead and just send it all, right? I've done one already, so I know it works. If it's your first time, always do small test transactions. See, that's why there's 15 Cello in here, because I did a test transaction earlier to make sure this was going to work, right? I'll go ahead and do the withdrawal. They're going to want me to confirm this. I need my trading password. They're going to send me an email that I need to check. Oh my gosh. Yeah, I got to get this code. Okay, and I got to paste that code in here. And then I need my Google Authenticator code. Which is for KuCoin is 099718. All right, and then we hit submit. I still have 26 seconds left. All right, and there we go. So after the confirmation, we just we should, see the outgoing transaction processing down here, right? And you can even see the withdrawal address that ends in AC 3705. That's the same address as we have here. So we can just like eyeball it and make sure, right? So that transfer should end up in this wallet shortly. Let's go ahead and do the XRP. I have an XRP account here. I can just do receive, get the address, copy it into my clipboard, and go over to the exchange. We'll go back to main account. Let's get that XRP. Let's do a withdraw. We'll paste in that XRP address. I need the XRP network. I don't need the tag when I put it in my own wallet, right? That was the video I posted yesterday. Yeah, I'll go ahead and just take out what's left in there. We'll click withdraw. And I think this time I don't need the tag, right? So I can bypass this as well. And then I just need my trading password. Whoops. And there that goes. All right. So you should, it says completed. That was fast. Was that just now? We can go to withdrawal history. They're still both processing, right? So they'll be processing for a few minutes. Don't panic, right? You can go back here and just kind of keep an eye on your wallets. And let's see down here, right? There. That just came in. All right. So we got the Cello safe and sound in our own wallet. I did pay fees. Yes, I paid fees. But it's a small price to pay to keep your crypto safe and secure in your own wallet. That's the way I look at it. Thank you so much, MT. I appreciate it. The tip, I saw that earlier. I should have said. Thank you when I saw it the first time. I wonder why Ledger chose ETH instead of BTC for payment, as ETH usually costs more to transact in. Yeah, I think it had to do with their Ledger Market thing and their whole they are trying to promote safe and secure Ethereum based transactions. That's they already have safe and secure Bitcoin, right? But I think they see this market niche out there for a lot of people that are out there swapping on DeFi, in Ethereum based DeFi, and buying NFTs. I think the NFT was the big one, where they saw this huge market of people that were buying NFTs, but in order to do it, they needed to enable blind signing. So what they're trying to do is get into that market by talking about their safe and secure Ledger Connect that allows you to make these transactions without enabling blind signing on their device, by coming up with their proprietary thing called Ledger Connect. And supposedly you would do this within your Ledger Live. I don't know if they have it in Ledger Live, but it's going to be a browser extension. And as far as I know, it looks like it's a browser extension that you would use in your phone-based browser, which I'm not a big fan of buying crypto on my phone just because I'm old and it's small. But there's a huge portion of the world's population that not only are they unbanked, but they don't have computers, right? We're talking about Africa, South Asia, the Middle East. There's a lot of people that have phones but no computer, and they want crypto. They're an untapped crypto market. And so a lot of them are on their phones buying NFTs or swapping crypto on DeFi exchanges, right? You can't really do that with Bitcoin, right? There are no Bitcoin NFTs and there are no Bitcoin DEXs, really. So I think that's why Ledger is having this go through the Ethereum network, because they're trying to get in on that market. That's my thing. That's just my guess. CeeLo is supported in Ledger Live. Yes, right there it is. Right, we can use it in Ledger Live now. It's fairly new, EVM based. I don't know that much about the coin, but as I mentioned, it looks like low transaction fee. There's phone-based Celio wallets, but I don't think you can connect your Ledger to those. But maybe once Ledger Connect gets going, and Ledger supports CeeLo in their mobile version of Ledger Live, which probably they do. All right, well, let's check. Let's see what we want to do here. Oh, and I don't know if I've set this thing up yet. Oh, I guess I did. All right, so what I would like to do, if I could, is see, they keep moving everything here. No. Okay, how does this work? No. I have to add account, right? So then I have to do this. I have to go see all. Now I can. God, they make this so difficult. All right, so I get plus. There we go. I want to import from desktop. Okay, so let's go over here to accounts. Let's do an export, and we get this funky thing here. And let's put this back here and let's do this. All right, I hold this up there. See that progress bar there? It's importing all of the accounts actually. And a bunch of them were already on the phone. But all I really want is that CeeLo. And let's see what happens. Yeah, there it is down there. Cool. So a lot of these are like already in here. So am I going to be doubled up here? I don't know. Oh, it already has them. Oh, I say some of them are updated. Some of them are being added as new. I don't really want all of them, but whatever. Let's just do it. I could untick the ones I don't want if I wanted to. It would be better if they will allow you to deselect all of them and just tick the ones you want. But c'est la vie. So if you have a computer and you have a Ledger Nano S and you don't have Bluetooth, but you would still like to sort of track your Ledger Live portfolio or your Ledger Live holdings in the app, you can do this export to mobile without having to connect Bluetooth, right? I don't know how long it's going to take. My gosh, it's still spinning over there. I'll just put the phone down for a minute. Let it do its thing. Yeah, it looks like it's going to... there it goes. Finally. So now if we go to see all assets... Oh, there it is. Whoops. There it is. Cello. Right. So we can see it on the phone now. Pretty easy way to like export from desktop. But as I mentioned, the untapped market is the people that are just doing crypto on their phone. And that's difficult, right? If you only have a phone, then you need a Ledger Nano X. And I'm assuming if you're in a third world country, or second world or third world or fourth world or whatever, and you have a phone, then buying a Ledger Nano X would be a little pricey, right? If you can't afford a computer and, $150 for a Ledger Nano X is nothing to sneeze at. So maybe you could afford a Ledger Nano S or S Plus that's cheaper, but then you would need cables to connect it to your phone. Anyway. All right, so we transferred some crypto into our Ledger account. Let's see what else is going on tonight. Hi, Chippy. He's been following me since I was in California. Yeah, I moved in December. No, I'm sorry. I moved to Michigan in July, at the end of July, 2019. Yeah, and we really like Michigan. Thank you for being around. I appreciate it. I'm very wary of any business or crypto that wants to offer the lowest cost on a transaction. It is a race to the bottom. That's good sentiment there, JDO. As you know, I'm pretty flippant with fees. I don't care that I get charged fees. I probably, and I make light of people who are concerned about fees. But I would say 80 to 90% of the people that are involved in crypto are hypersensitive over fees, especially people that are new to crypto. They come over to crypto and then they look at transfer fees, trading fees, and they're like, oh my God, all these fees, especially when you're dealing with someone that only has $100 to spend on crypto, right? If all you have is $100 and you buy, $100 worth of Ethereum, and then someone says, oh, you should put it in your own wallet, and it costs them $10 to put it in their wallet, they're not going to be too happy, right? So I get the whole fee thing, but I agree with JDO that all of these blockchains that are talking about lower fees, it is kind of a race to the bottom, right? I think that was the reason why JP Morgan used the Polygon network as opposed to the Ethereum network, because they figured the fees would be cheaper. Probably were. But the Ethereum fees are nowhere near what they used to be. They used to be just ridiculous. Now, we can move Ethereum for a lot less than we did, right? For example, let's just take a look. If we wanted to receive some Ethereum into our account from Ledger, okay. Let's see here. Okay, Ethereum main. Okay. So suppose we wanted to send some Ethereum from our Ledger wallet to Coinbase, right? I need money I want to sell, right? So it used to be like 5, depending on the amount, right? Let's do a send max, right? It didn't really change much. So $180 worth of Ethereum for the medium fee of 36 cents. It's not bad. It's gone down. Back in 2021, this transaction would probably have cost me 5 to 10 or more, maybe 20, right? So Ethereum fees have come down quite a bit, but that was because the network, that was just physics, right? The network was overloaded. A lot of people were using it, and so fees were high. But that sprang up a whole, a whole host of alternate networks that had lower fees, like Polygon, Solana, Avalanche, like Binance Smart Chain. All these alternate chains came about, probably most likely as a reaction to the high fees on the Ethereum network, right? Lower fees, faster transfers. That's what their thing was. But Ethereum has sort of, I don't know what happened, if it was the merge or whatever, but fees, it's probably because the market's down, that there's less people using the network at any given time, so fees are lower now than they were. It's really not a huge mystery. IOTA is feeless. Okay. I had some IOTA a while back, but it was a little bit overly complicated, and I managed to lose some I had on my ledger when I wiped my computer, because when I tried to retrieve it, I didn't remember there's like a code number or whatever. Most things, if you put it on your ledger, you can always get it back by just reattaching your ledger. IOTA wasn't that kind to me, and I lost it, whatever it was. Anyway. Yes, and JDO points out that these are the reasons we don't want to buy and eat the cheapest hamburger, etc. Corners will be cut to be the cheapest. I totally agree. I used to sell computers back in California, back in the late 90s, early 2000s, and it used to just boggle my mind that people would come in there and just nitpick over, the price of a computer. And I was selling Apple products, so Apple has a set price, right? And we, as an Apple reseller, this was before they had Apple stores, but as an Apple reseller, you were pretty much marking, you weren't, I don't think you could, I think full retail was like a 10% markup over their wholesale price, if even that. So we weren't really making that much money. And if we were discounting it a little bit under retail, we were making even less. Sometimes we were making 5% on our wholesale, or 2% if it was on sale. But you get people coming in there trying to bargain you down, like 50%. Oh, I can't sell it to me for half price. I'm like, because we had to buy it. And I would get people, they'd come in there and pick my brain. I like to talk and explain things to people. They'd pick my brain for 45 minutes. What does this do? What, should I buy this one? Should I buy that one? What are the advantages of this one over that one? No. And then they'd say, okay, I'll think about it. And then they'd leave. And then they call me later that day or the next day and go, hey, I see it $50 cheaper at Fry's. Can you match that? I'm like, screw you for picking my brain for 45 minutes and then going and trying to find a better deal. So I've never been, I've never really cared much for cheapskates and people that are worried about price, you know. And, you know, I talk to guys that they drive around all day long checking the prices at 3 or 4 different locations. I'm like, you spent more on gas than you're going to save, you know, looking for that lower price. Anyway, cheapskates. Okay, so what's on our agenda that I can do? Binance integration with Ledger Live. Let's talk about this a little bit. As you know, Ledger Live is trying to be all things to all people. I think that the Ledger wallet, the Ledger device, is great. It's my go-to wallet. And I think Ledger and Ledger Live, by extension, does a pretty good job of being a wallet. I'm happy with Ledger Live as a wallet, right? But they're also trying to be a marketplace, right? And a DEX, right? Over here in the swap section. And then all kinds of other stuff over here, right? All of this stuff that you can do within Ledger Live, right? And people think it's better to do it on Ledger. But what they don't realize is that if I want to make a purchase in Ledger, I have to sign up for a third-party payment processor. And all of these require KYC, I'm pretty sure. So, and these guys are sketchy. I'll just put it that way. They're not all of them are US based. For example, MoonPay, my Chase bank, you know, my debit card, I think I was trying to use my Chase debit card. Chase will not deal with them. Chase was like, we don't do MoonPay. So I'm like, okay. So first of all, you have to use these. They have their own fee structures. So you're really not doing it on Ledger or directly in Ledger. I know I talk about this on Blue in the Face, right? And I showed you guys that Reddit post. Someone was asking, should I just use Ledger to buy Bitcoin? And someone told them, look, if you want to buy Bitcoin and store it on a ledger, more power to you. But go to a reputable exchange and make your purchase and then transfer it into your wallet rather than using these sketchy third-party payment processors. And I guess there was also some issues with, depending on the size of the purchase, it might it might get declined or frozen, or all kinds of like sketchy stuff could happen with really large transactions. So if you're going to be really, you know, in the game or whatever, then get a decent exchange like Coinbase, right? Oh, Coinbase's fees are so high. Well, a lot of these third-party payment processors' fees are high as well, right? And if you think, oh, Coinbase's fees are too high, then find another exchange that's reputable and has low fees, right? There's plenty of them out there. There's Binance US, there's KuCoin. All of these are reputable exchanges where you can safely make large transactions and not be worried that it's going through some rinky-dink payment processor in the background somewhere, right? Anyway, having said all that, let's check out this new Binance feature in Ledger Live, right? So we can go into the Discover section and buy crypto from within Ledger Live. We're still using Ledger Live here. Let's buy some Bitcoin. All right. Choose network, Bitcoin, I guess. Right. Select my wallet. Okay, so my wallets come up. Now, the nice thing about these, if you could say that there's anything nice about doing this, is that the purchase will go directly in your wallet automatically. So you don't have to make a purchase and then a transfer. You just make the purchase and it goes right into your wallet. But you do have fees, right? So we'll say, we'll use Bitcoin new, right? So the address is in there automatically. We'll hit continue. Now I have to tell it what country I'm in. So in this case, I'm in the US, right? And the only option is pay with debit. That's it. There's no other option, right? So they'll say, okay, well, why is it like dimmed out here? Oh, I got to tell it how much I want. Okay. All right. So I want $100 worth of Bitcoin. I have to pay with my debit card, and then I continue with Binance US. Well, now it wants me to sign into my Binance US account, right? So if I did not have a Binance US account, I would have had to set one up. And if I was in Brazil and I could use regular Binance and I didn't have a Binance account, I would have to set that up, right? Binance makes you go through KYC now. If you're in they won't do it for US people because we're not eligible, and so does Binance US, right? So you're going to have to go through the hassle of setting up this account anyway. And they use this thing called Binance Connect that only allows me to make my purchase with my debit card, right? It tells me I have an insufficient balance, and then I have to add a payment method. See, my normal payment methods aren't available to me because I'm using this Binance Direct thing, right? So I would have to add my debit card, which I really don't want to do because not only will I get charged fees for using my debit card might charge me fees too, right? It makes much more sense for me to just log into my Binance US account, buy the crypto, and then transfer it into my wallet. But if I had gone through all of this, jumped through all these hoops, used my debit card to buy $100 worth of Bitcoin, at the end of this process, it would be directly in my wallet, right? It would show up in my Bitcoin wallet automatically. So that's the only advantage that I can see. Ledger, the company would love to have you just stay in Ledger Live all day long. Never go anywhere else. Just use Ledger Live to do everything. Okay. Some people might feel more comfortable with that. It's kind of it's like you don't have to worry about, oh, did I move the crypto to the wrong place or whatever. It's a little more of kind of like a sandbox, right? But the fees and the KYC and the sketchiness of some of these processing services are a disadvantage in my book, right? But the advantage is that it's happening within Ledger Live, easy to wrap your head around, and the purchase goes directly into your wallet. No muss, no fuss, right? It's in there. You don't have to worry about, did I put in the wrong address or I sent it to the wrong whatever, right? It'll be in there, I would assume. If you buy crypto around the price of 0.000000123, should you set a buy limit order since it's already cheap? If so, why? I really am not a trading expert. I'm not the right guy to be asking about limit orders. I use market for everything because I just want to buy it and put it in my wallet. So I don't do that limit stuff. So I'm not the right person to be asking about limit orders. What else were we going to do? But yes, you can use Binance Connect within Ledger Live now in the Discover section. They just added that. And it's pretty cool if you already have a Binance account and you don't mind using your debit card. Some people, that's all they have. You don't have a bank, but you can get yourself a debit card at one of those like cash check cashing places, you can buy like a preloaded debit card, right? And then when you get paid, you can go into the check cashing place and load up your debit card, with the money that you got paid, if you got paid in cash or you got a check or whatever. So for some people, this is a good fit, right? They want to buy credit, but you still have to sign up for a Binance account, which requires KYC. So you're going to need an ID. So I'm assuming if you have an ID, you could probably get yourself a bank account, right? I think the unbanked are people that don't have IDs or can't get normal bank accounts. Now you might be able to get a Binance account. You might have more luck if you're in a third world or second world or fourth world country getting a Binance account than a bank account. Maybe it might be easier for you depending on your situation. So there's there's like that niche there of people that, but my God, or maybe they don't have a computer, right? So, but I mean, it's just as easy to use the Binance app if you want to make a purchase from using Binance, right? I can use the Binance app and connect. I can set up a Binance account on my phone, but I do need to take a picture of my ID and give them my social security number. So in order to do this, right? But I'm willing to go through that because I want a reputable exchange that's not going to jank out on me when I try to, trade $1,000 or $2,000. I mean, I don't want to okay, I'm going to buy $2,000 worth of Bitcoin and then have it go, oops, we had to put a hold on your transaction because it looks suspicious or some BS like that, or your card is not authorized for a transaction that high. Most debit cards will only give you like $500 daily limit, or $1,000, right? You can't run in there with a debit card and make like $5,000 trades, right? Just saying. But that is kind of cool that they now support Binance, and they support a bunch of stuff. I gotta hand it to them. They do support a lot of third-party apps now within Ledger Live, so it's kind of cool. If you're loving Ledger Live, then you're loving this stuff. But I prefer to use Ledger Live as a wallet. That's pretty much all I really use it for, is a wallet. I don't stake within Ledger Live. I just use it as a wallet. Anyway, let's see. What else can we do? Why don't we buy some Atom and put it in our Kepler wallet, right? Dan will like that. Or did Dan just come in for a second just to say he was leaving? I think he did. I'm going to go back up here. Made it to Ford Field safely. Oh, that was Dan just probably coming in from his phone. Okay. So thanks for checking in, Dan. He's probably watching his daughter now. Okay. Yeah. If you pay by using your computer power, unless your computer was free and your connection is free, it's not free. That's right. You got to have a computer. Oh, he's talking about IOTA. Yeah. Yeah, IOTA's kind of weird. The thing about IOTA for me was that they have their own. Not only do they have their own blockchain, which is not a blockchain. It's called I forget what it's called. The Tangle or something like that. And then they also have their own computer language based on not binary language, but trinary language. So there was just too much incompatibility for normal things that was going on about IOTA. I'm sure, it was really hot a while back, but I don't know where it is now. But yeah, it was a good idea, but it was kind of reinventing the wheel in my view. It was there's already a binary language out there, and there's plenty of computer languages that you can develop in, but they invented their own blockchain. They invented their own I don't know. Anyway, sorry. Why would I be talking about it if I'm not going to like explain it? What's the process of changing my crypto to fiat from my Ledger Nano X? Well, let's see. The short answer is transfer it to an exchange and then trade it. So the process would be, I don't think I really have anything that I want to transfer at the moment. Not really. Let's do this Bitcoin. Let's do some Bitcoin. All right. So I have Bitcoin in my Ledger Nano X based wallet, right? I have the account here in Ledger Live, and this is where I store it. And so your question is, how do I cash out once it's in my wallet? What do I do? What's the process? Well, the process is to transfer it back to an exchange where you can sell it. So we'll just use Coinbase as our example here. We'll do a receive, and we'll say we want to receive some Bitcoin in our Coinbase account. Because once I have Bitcoin in my Coinbase account, I can trade it for cash. So let's copy that address into our clipboard. Let's go over here to our Ledger-based wallet. We'll hit send. We'll paste in the Coinbase address. Now I'm going to need to authorize this outgoing transaction. Let's get off this. We'll hit continue. We'll go ahead and let's just do 50. You can send an amount of Bitcoin or you can give it an amount in dollars, and it'll calculate the amount of Bitcoin you need. All right, it's going to cost me 94 cents to send $50 worth of Bitcoin. I'm willing to accept that. All right, and there we go. It's going to ask me to open the Bitcoin app. We'll hit both buttons at the same time to do that. Now I have to sign the outgoing transaction. Right? This is the security of your Ledger device, is that you cannot move Bitcoin out of the wallet unless the device is attached and you've signed the outgoing transaction using the buttons, right? So there's no way that anyone can steal your crypto off your computer without being present with this device attached. That's the idea, right? I also have to confirm the fees, that 94 cents. I'll hit both buttons. So if your ledger is hidden somewhere in your house and they don't know where it is, and someone breaks into your house and gains access to your computer, they still can't transfer it out because they don't have the device, right? If you're one of those paranoid types, you just carry the device with you everywhere you go. So when you're gone from your home, you don't have to worry about someone gaining access to your computer and transferring your crypto, because you have the device. All right, that worked. We're done with the device. It did its little job. So now we just go over to Coinbase and wait for that Bitcoin to arrive. Now it's going to take a little while, so I can't go through the entire process with you. See, it's not even showing up as being on its way yet, but it will shortly. Right. We'll see some incoming Bitcoin, and then we can trade it. Let's see. What do I have here? I do have some US dollars in the account. So let's just assume that the Bitcoin came in, which it hasn't. Still not showing up as being on its way either. Should shortly. Maybe not. Now, if we're not sure, we should be able to, that address should still be good. So I can look at this sent transaction and just verify that address right there. Right? I can see it here too. JOTD right? It's still there, JOTD. So I sent it to the right address. Still don't see it yet. Takes Bitcoin transactions can take several minutes, maybe 10, 5, 10, maybe sometimes 20 minutes. But once we get that in our account, then we can go and trade Bitcoin for US dollar, right? I can do a market sell of my Bitcoin and swap my Bitcoin for US dollar. And once I have the US dollar in my account, then I can withdraw to my bank, right? Because my Coinbase account is connected to all my legacy finance, right? I can load it onto my debit card. I can transfer it to my Chase Bank. I can transfer it to my Michigan Credit Union Bank. I can transfer it to my Huntington Bank. All of my finances are connected to my Coinbase account, right? So that once I move some Bitcoin or any crypto that Coinbase supports onto Coinbase, I can trade it for cash and cash out. Simple. Some people, I don't trust Coinbase. I don't want to connect my bank account. I don't want to log into my bank account from Coinbase. I don't want them, it's like, okay, then don't trust Coinbase. Who are you going to trust? How are you going to cash out your crypto if you're too afraid to give Coinbase your bank info? I don't know how these people manage to trade crypto without connecting their bank account to their exchange. You got to do it somehow. So same thing with Binance US. You have to connect your bank account if you want to make fiat deposits, right? If you need to fund your account, you need to connect your bank account. Now, KuCoin, I don't. I can connect my credit card or debit card, but I don't. KuCoin, I just put crypto in there for trading, either Bitcoin or Tether, right? As you can see, there's some Tether in here. Right? I've got some Tether in the account to make trades with, right? But at some point, I need some on-ramp that I trust that I can give my bank account info to so that I can make deposits, right? You got to start somewhere, right? Easy enough to cash out, right? But if I want cash in my hand, then it needs to go into my bank at some point. It can go into my bank and then I can go to an ATM if I want cash in hand. Now you can also do crypto.com. Crypto.com is great for cash outs too because they have that debit card that you can attach to your account. But you got a KYC for crypto.com too, right? You got to give them your ID and all that stuff. Just like anything, right? You want to deal with cash and banks, you need to show them your ID. I don't know if you're, I get it. The whole crypto spirit, we're all anarchists and we're all libertarians and, we're all want to be anonymous. And so I get that, right? But we live in the real world. If you want to cash out your crypto, you're going to have to show somebody some ID at some point, right? Unless you know somebody who will accept Bitcoin and just pay you cash. And then there's all kinds of risk involved in something like that. Right? I think I've told this story before of the guy who had like thousands and thousands of dollars worth of Bitcoin and he wanted to cash out anonymously. He lived in Singapore or something. So he found somebody on Telegram or WhatsApp or whatever that said, okay, I'll pay you $5,000 for $5,000 worth of Bitcoin. So he meets them at a train station or whatever. He gets in their car and then they show him this bag of cash. And so he pulls out his phone and he transfers Bitcoin from his wallet to their wallet. As soon as they get the Bitcoin, they kick him out of the car. So he loses his Bitcoin and he doesn't get his cash, right? So, maybe, the best thing is to use the services that you know and trust to cash out your Bitcoin. Okay. All right. Just trying to lay down some reality for you guys. Unless you send it in a country where you can. Yeah. I don't care how many exchanges are connected to my bank because I don't hold cash in banks. I only use them for on-off ramps. Okay. That's fine too. If you cash out, you can open. Yeah, I mean, if you want to open like just like a holding account, a bank account that you don't use for like day-to-day stuff, to just use for crypto, you could do that too. If if you'd rather not mix your crypto world with your regular world, that's another alternative. But in order to set that, that holding account up that you don't keep much cash in, you still need to like show the bank your ID. Right. But yeah, I mean, if you're worried about mixing worlds, then that's, but I get a lot of people that don't trust Plaid. Plaid is how Coinbase connects your accounts. And it's the way it works is that when you ask Coinbase, when you add a bank account with Coinbase, it wants you to use Plaid to make the connection because Plaid is a third-party payment processor. And so when you try to connect your bank account, Plaid pops up, and it pops up your bank interface, your online bank interface, and it asks you to enter your online username and password to connect your bank account. And people are like, no, I would never log into Plaid. And it was like, what? Okay, well, how are you going to connect it to how are you going to cash out? Because before, what they did on Coinbase was you had to put in your account, your bank account, and your routing number, which is just as bad. So, I don't want to trust Plaid with my bank account. They're going to steal my credentials. Oh, really? You think Plaid, this third-party payment processor, is in the business of stealing people's credentials? Wow. That's a great business model, right? You set up this gigantic company with a web presence and a bunch of employees and all this software, but all your real plan is to just steal everybody's credentials, right? I mean, people are just hypersensitive about stuff like that, but come on, man, get with the plan. Get with the real world, They don't store your credentials, and they don't sell them either or steal your money. I mean, why would they do that? I mean, yeah, it's money, but your business model would, like, we just announced the CEO of Plaid was just arrested today for stealing, $300 from Joe Blow's bank account. Okay. That's going to happen. Anyway, I'm just off on a tangent, right? What were we doing? Let's see if that Bitcoin came in, right? Should be there, right? Should there be more now? Still not there. Okay. All right. It's going to be a while. Actually, let's see if it came in. All right. Or at least did it hit the account as far as, yeah. So it hit the account. It's just not spendable yet. So that could take a while. It takes a while to confirm on the blockchain, right? So if you're a high-speed trader that day trades, then you probably want to leave your crypto on Coinbase or Binance US or Kraken or Gemini or whatever for those split-second trades. But, normal time frame is, I can wake up at 9 and transfer some Bitcoin over to Coinbase. It's usually there by 10 at the latest, and then I can swap it out for dollars and make my withdrawal, and it hits my bank account by 2 p.m. That's good enough for me. Yeah, it's not ideal, but it's good because you're dealing with legacy finance. Were we going to do anything else besides that? I think that's it. Oh, we're going to try this Keystone Pro. I don't have much time, but I did want to show this to you. I have this Keystone Pro, and it's compatible with Metamask. I can't really, oops, sorry. Maybe I can go into it a little more. Actually, let's, yeah, I'll do this all on my phone. All right, so we have this Keystone Pro, this thing. And it's has a fingerprint ID on it. And I can use it to manage my crypto. And it's one of the few hardware wallets that's compatible with MetaMask Mobile, right? Because MetaMask Mobile does not support the ledger via Bluetooth, right? I don't think you can connect it to your phone either with a cable like the Android might. I don't think that works either. So if you want to add hardware, geez, where is this stupid thing? I don't know how the heck I did this. Oh, nope. Ah, here. Connect hardware wallet, right? So if you want to connect a hardware wallet, the only thing that's compatible with MetaMask is this Keystone, right? It works pretty well, right? I think because I've already done it, it's probably not going to work right. But if we hit continue, okay. I don't know what's going on. Let's try that again. Connect hardware wallet. Unlock your Keystone. Tap the menu and go to sync. Oh, they're talking about this. Okay. They're talking about this. Connect the menu and go to unlock the Keystone. Tap the ... menu. Pardon me. The ... menu. Sorry. This thing. Okay, there we go. Now connect software wallet. That's it. All right. Then I get this code that I can scan with my phone. Let's go back to this. Let's forget the device, right? Let's do that. Let's see if... All right, let's try this again. Connect hardware wallet, Keystone. Okay. All right, now let's scan that Keystone. Which, if I recall, this was a little tough to do. There it went. Okay. Invalid QR code. Okay. Scan the QR code. Oh, this is different. Ugh, doggone it. Come on, Rex. Let's try it again. Unlock your Keystone. Tap the menu and go to sync. All right. There's no sync. No. Okay. This is an epic fail here. I thought I'd already done this. I did this before and it worked just fine. I don't know what I messed up. I don't know why it's not letting me do this. Okay. Yeah, the Connect software wallet. I know what I do. My bad. Okay, here's what we got to do. All right. What we have to do is we have to switch the wallets I need to go to MetaMask, right? I need to go to MetaMask. Okay, there we go. Now I can do this. Okay. Connect software wallet, right? Okay, there. Now I can scan this with this guy. There we go. Boobity boom. All right. And I can tap that. I can tap more than one if I want, but I'll just tap the top one. Let's tap 2 just for the heck of it. So now I should have 2 of these, right? One of them should have some crypto in it. Oh my God. Oh, whatever. I don't know what I did, but there was some crypto in there earlier, which I actually managed to swap. But for some reason, I don't know, maybe I reset this device or something before I did it. But anyway, it's a pretty decent interface for MetaMask for people that don't have a computer and just have one of these and a phone. They want their MetaMask to be protected with a hardware device. Works pretty good. When it's not some old absent-minded guy trying to figure it out on the fly. Oh, man. Yeah. Anyway. Did you ever get your Electrum Ravencoin wallet set up? No, I don't think I did. I don't remember. There was something other. There was another wallet that I was able to get working, but the Electrum Ravencoin wallet didn't. I was having trouble syncing with it. I was having trouble of it connecting to my device for some reason. And I may have got it connected, but I haven't bought any Ravencoin yet, so I'll have to deal with that later. But it was a connection issue. It was like it was just not reading my device for some reason. I forget what the problem was. I think you gave me some suggestions, and I never got it to. Either I got it to work or I didn't get it to work. I'm not sure. But I think there was a different Ravencoin wallet that I did get to work. But I don't think it wasn't ledger-based, right? It was just the regular Ravencoin wallet, the standalone Ravencoin. But I think I wiped that wallet when I redid my hard drive a couple weeks back. I'd like to open a KuCoin account. I live in the USA. What are the pros and cons when it comes to taxes? Thank you. Yeah, you can use KuCoin. It's based in the Seychelles Islands, but if you want to pay your taxes, then you can connect KuCoin to software tax services. Or you can keep track on your own in an Excel spreadsheet if you want to do it that way as well. And so it would just be like any exchange, right? You either you don't pay your taxes or you do. So if you want to pay your taxes, then keep track of your trades and claim them on your taxes. There's a special form for capital gains and losses that you use when you file your taxes, right? But you can use KuCoin in conjunction with services like CoinTracker, CoinTracker.io, if I spell that right. They support KuCoin. Boop-a-dee-boop-boo. Here. Yeah. So basically what you do is you set up an API in your KuCoin account over here, right? Oops. You go down to the API management, you set up an API, and you give it the information from CoinTracker. Now, the CoinTracker is not the only coin software or crypto tax software out there. There's a lot of other ones too. And I'm sure they support KuCoin too, because you can set up an API with KuCoin, so that whenever you make a trade on KuCoin, it'll automatically be tracked in the coin tracker software. So when you do your crypto taxes, all these transactions will be in there. So just like any other exchange, right? Coinbase, Binance US, you set up APIs you connect your exchanges to the tax software so that you can keep track of your trades. And it'll keep track of how much you bought it for, when you bought it, how much you bought. And when you sell it, it'll calculate whether it was a loss or a gain, right? So, and I can do all of and I've connected all my crypto wallets. So, when I make a trade or a transfer into KuCoin, it knows which wallet it came from. So I'm talking about the coin tracker. You have to connect all of your wallets and all of your exchanges so that when you make trades and transfers there, they can all be tracked for tax purposes. Right. And like I said, Coinbase Coin Tracker is not the only crypto tax software service out there. Right. But if you want to pay your taxes, you have to keep track of all your trades and transfers. All right, guys, it's after 8. I'll go ahead and sign out now. Thanks for being here tonight. Sorry I didn't get to everything I wanted to do tonight. Hope you enjoyed hanging out with me for a little bit. Hope that I was able to answer some of your crypto-related questions. If you're new to crypto, check out my channel. You can. I've got hundreds and hundreds of tutorial videos on all kinds of cryptos and wallets and exchanges. So check it out if you're in need. And join me. Don't forget, join me every week at 6 p.m. Eastern Standard Time for the live stream from Michigan, where you can throw out questions and I'll do my best to get them answered. If you like this video, give me a thumbs up. If you'd like to subscribe to my channel, I would appreciate it. When you subscribe, there's a little bell that you can click that will allow you to be alerted whenever I post new content. Once again, thanks for joining me and hope to see you again soon. Thanks, JDO, for coming, and thanks, Dan, and good luck, Dan. We'll see you guys next week.